job is to completely strip down the carb, give it a really good clean and put it all back together. And there's definitely a gasket needs to come off there, and we'll see. One thing I have thought about is that when I was last using the scooter back in the 80s, it would have been running on leaded fuel, so it may need to change something in the carb for that. So I'll have a little look as we work our way through. So carb, and there's all the bits. Okay, so carb's all cleaned up, all the bits are cleaned up, and I'm going to rebuild the carb. I've got a new little refurb kit which includes the red tip float needle, so I can go with our unleaded fuel, and I've got the two gaskets. One's on the top there and one's on the bottom down there, so I need to fit those as well. So first job, we're going to fit the mixture, we're going to fit the mixture screw, which is in here. Don't really know how far I'm fitting anything in here, so I'm going to just kind of a bit randomly get things in place, and I'll have to set it up after. So we're then putting the slider in, cleaned up well. Seems tickety-boo. Then got the choke plunger. Okay, so this time we're going to put the red tipped float needle in with float, which still looks great, so we need to locate that there and then drop it in. And then push the pin. Looks good. Next one in is the starter jet, which is there, I think. And then it's the float assembly. So I need Aha, okay, so doesn't always go according to plan. Realise you've got to put the gasket in place first because you can't get the gasket over the float bottle. So, as we were, two bolts for this one, smaller one at the front and the longer one at the back. That's the main jet. So the main jet goes back in. And the slow jet. And we've got the mesh. Fits there. Then we've got our two new gaskets. One that goes there, and the other side we have a little fibre gasket there. Screw goes through. Little hat on. So, change of plan here actually. I think that fibre gasket I initially put on there is actually the one that goes on the fuel banjo there. That looks better, in which case it would just be a washer that's on the top of here. So I'll put that back in. Then it's the fuel banjo, so this is where we have a little fibrous washer there, that will go there, and then we've got another fibre gasket which will fit over there, and that's going to go to here. So there. I'm not going to do this up too tightly yet because I might want to move it once I've got a fuel line in place, so just gently tighten that up. So I'm just dry fitting the air filter which I cleaned up. Excuse the noise, my wife's tidying leaves outside and wrecking the shed. So just as a quick dry run, we'll have the air box, the gasket on the bottom which interfaces on there. Go there. There will then be another gasket which is the interface between there and there, so the carb will go on there, and then there's two bolts, push that down and on, and then I've cleaned up the air filter so that hole locates there, so the air filter will go on there. I've got the two bolts that secure that, and then finally the airbox goes over the top, sorry, the airbox cover goes over the top, and then when it's actually in the machine you'll have the air intake from the frame comes on here, and then through this hole onto there will be the choke, and then the throttle cable will come through there, hook onto that, and that's my throttle. So I'm just quickly going to fit the carb now. I think a fairly straightforward job. So we have, so we've got gasket first. Lines up really nicely. And we've got the carb box. Which just screws in. And we have the box gasket. Right, I've just done a few quick and easy jobs, but not really worth filming. So I've now fitted the choke, so you can see the choke moving, follow through here. That seems to be the original buttons there, and I've fitted the kind of retaining clip. I've also threaded through a new fuel line and just got it coming up loosely at the moment. I've moved the banjo in the wrong position. It will point down when I finally fit it all together, and I'll put a clip on that.